Hi, I'm Olivia, and this is how to make a God's Eye. They're a fun craft to do as a child, and as an adult, it's a fun thing to do with your fingers. They take less than no time at all, and of course, it's a fun, relaxing thing to do when listening to an audiobook. As I said, it takes no time at all. These 5 right here each took me less than 5 minutes to make, though it does depend on how hard of a string you're using, such as the one right there uses multiple different kinds of strings. However, this one, right here, this giant one took me about 3 days to do, which, considering that it's ginormous, makes a lot of sense. Before we actually learn how to make one, I think it's very important to understand the culture and history behind them. God's eyes, or Ojo de Dios, were religious and spiritual symbols used by the Xochitl and Tepehuan, people of western Mexico. Fathers would weave the central eye and then add one band of color for each year the child survives until they reach the age of 5. They are also commonly believed to see and understand things that the physical eye cannot. Now that we've learned their importance, we should now learn how to make one. What you'll need for this are 2 sticks. They can be popsicle sticks, wooden dowels, or sticks you find in the woods. 2 different kinds of yarn. I have this blue and this white yarn already cut, and a pair of scissors. If you're doing this with kids, I'd recommend doing the scissors part yourself, or having the kids do it with supervision. First things first, if you're doing this with popsicle sticks, you can easily skip this part of the process by putting them in an X shape, using a little bit of hot glue, and just pressing them together. Simple, easy, straightforward, no problem. But if you're using wooden dowels like I am, or you're using sticks from the woods, things get a bit harder. So what you're gonna do is grab your first bit of yarn, put the sticks together like this, and then just wrap it around. Like so. Make sure it's tight and secure, and make sure to be careful with the positioning if you're doing this with actual sticks. They can be bent and have knobs everywhere, and that can cause some problems. Once you're done, you're gonna force them into an X shape like this. Maybe wrap them around a few times, and then we're just gonna start the craft. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your string, and you're gonna wrap it around, over, round a stick, over, round the stick, over, around and over. It will start to get a bit bent out of shape, so you're gonna need to hold it in place. But yeah, make sure you do it tightly. Very, very tightly. And also make sure you don't start underneath and then go over. That doesn't look very good. So make sure you always go on top, then over, on top, then over. And you just repeat this until you're done. Yeah. One thing I can also recommend, just to save you some time, is to, instead of just going on, you can do it around like this, but if your fingers start to get in the way, you can turn with it. Like so. Now that we've reached the end of the yarn, go on once over, one last time, then wrap it around. Maybe not that much, but wrap it around a few times. And then you can do one of 2 things. You can take your string and you can tie them together, or you can wrap it around a few times, tuck it underneath and behind like this. It'll stay in place for the most part. Or, one final option, one that I prefer, take your string, go over underneath another string, and tie it in place. I haven't grabbed quite enough string for a full tie, so I'll go back, unwrap, and grab a bit more. Yeah, take your string and tie it to another one. It's relatively simple as long as you're using a decently sized yarn, and it is ensured to stay together. And then with the little excess you can have, you can trim it with the scissors, or you can tuck it underneath. Tucking it looks fine. I personally prefer cutting though. Though make sure you don't cut it too closely. And yeah, that's the first half of your God's Eye done. Make sure you don't go too far in. Stop about halfway. And then you trim. Then you're going to grab your second color. This is going to be a bit harder to start. And I want to wrap it around a few times. Then you're going to want to hold it in place and do not move it out of place. It can be a bit tricky, but you eventually get the hang of it. And then you just start the going around process again. And then round and around and around. And do not stop until you reach the very end of your sticks. Well, not the very end. I'd actually recommend you stop at around here. Maybe once or twice around through, one more, and then you take your scissors, snip it. If you have enough, you can go around one more time like I did. Wrap it around once or twice, and you can either tie it in a loop so that you can hang it easily. I'm not particularly handy with those kinds of loops though, so what I prefer to do is simply tie it again. And trim off the excess. And that's it.